Long time ago, there was a merchant who was very rich. He used to go to far places from time to do his business. Once he set out for his journey, putting a few eatables in his pocket because he knew that he would not get anything to eat on his way, which went through desert. On the fourth day of his journey, when he was coming back after finishing his business, he felt the scorching heat, so he branched from his road and came to a walnut tree where a fountain of clear water was running. He took some food, drank water, and took some rest there. As he was taking some rest, he saw a huge genie, jinn, coming angrily towards him. Genie said to him, "I will kill you since you have killed my son." Merchant got scared to see him and asked him politely, "Sir, may I know what I have done to you that you have come to kill me?" Genie again said, "I will kill you as you have killed my son." The merchant again spoke trembling, "But, sir, how can I kill your son? I do not know him. I have not seen him." Genie asked, "When you came here, didn't you sit down here? And when you sat down here, didn't you eat the dates? And when you ate the dates, didn't you throw their seeds around?" "Yes, I did all that, but how did I kill your son?" "When you were throwing the seeds of the dates, my son was passing by, and one of them hit his eye, and he died because of that." Merchant said, "Sir, I might have killed your son unintentionally. Please forgive me for that." "No, I will kill you as you killed my son." And he lifted the merchant to throw him on the ground. The merchant cried, taking his wife and children's names, and tried his best to save himself. When the merchant saw that Genie is not going to spare his life, he asked him some time so that he could go home, meet his wife and children, and make his will, and then he would surely come back in his service. Genie said, "If I will give you this time, I am sure you will not come back." "No, sir, I promise I will surely come back. Please give me a year. I will be here today, 12 months from this day." Genie agreed. He released him, and the merchant immediately rode on his horse and came back to his house. His wife and children were very happy to see him, but he started weeping, so they understood that something was wrong. His wife asked him what the matter was. He said, "Dear, I have only 1 year to live," and told her the whole story. They all became very sad hearing this. From next day, he started settling his pending matters. Soon the year passed, and he said goodbye to his family with a heavy heart. He came to the same place where he saw Genie last year on the same day. He sat down near the fountain and waited there for the Genie to come. As he was waiting, a man happened to come there and ask him, "Brother, may I know why are you here? This place is beautiful, but is not free from danger, as many Genie live here." Merchant told him the whole story. The man got curious and sat down with him to witness the event. In the meantime, another old man came there with his 2 black dogs. He also asked them what were they doing there. He also got curious to know the story of the merchant, so he also sat down there with them. In the meantime, a third man also came there, and he also sat down there with them in curiosity. Soon they saw smoke rising in front of them and Genie coming out of it. He again said the same thing. "Get up. I will kill you as you have killed my son." All the 4 men began to weep bitterly. The first old man fell on Genie's feet and said, "Please listen to me. I am going to tell you my story. If you find it interesting, you will do away with the 3rd part of his punishment." Genie thought for a few moments and said, "Okay, I agree."
The first old man started telling his story. "You see this black dog with me? It is my wife. We didn't have any child. That is why I had adopted a son of my slave. I was going to make him my heir. I knew it very late that my wife didn't like the child and his mother. When he became 10 years old, I had to go on a journey for 1 year. I made sure that my wife take proper care of the boy and his mother in my absence. During my absence, my wife learned magic to carry out her evil scheme. When she had learned enough magic, she changed the boy into a calf and gave it to one of my servants. She changed my slave to a cow and also gave it to that same servant to look after. When I came back home, I asked about my slave and her child. She replied, 'Your slave is dead, and I have not seen her son for 2 months. I don't know where he is.' I grieved for my slave as she was dead, but I had a hope to find her son as he had only disappeared. I thought I would find him one day. 8 months passed, but there was no sign of that boy. Then the day of the feast of Bairam came. To celebrate it, I asked my servant to bring a fat cow. He brought a cow for me. Unfortunately, he brought the same cow which was given to him by my wife, my slave. I tied her, and as I started to kill her, she looked at me with tearful eyes. It was great surprise to me. I got moved by her tears, so I asked my servant to remove her from there and bring another one. My wife was seeing everything. She said, "What are you doing? Cut this cow. She is the best cow we have for this day." I again tried, but I could not cut her because of her tearful eyes. I cried, "Take her and kill her. I cannot kill her." My servant took her and killed her. To the surprise of all, when he skinned her, he found only bones, no flesh, although she looked so fat. I gave all that to my servant and asked him another calf if he had one. He brought a calf which was also very fat. I did not know it, but he was my son. As I was about to cut him, he fell on my feet, his head down as if he asking my mercy not to cut him. I was again surprised to see this. I gave that calf to my servant to take care of and asked him to bring another one. My wife again said, "What has happened to you? Why don't you cut the calf?" I told her that I could not cut that calf, and I cut another one. Next day my servant wished to speak to me in private. I asked him, "What is that you want to say?" He said, "You might like to hear what I want to say. I have a daughter who knows magic. When I took the calf back, first she smiled, then she cried. I asked her the reason. She spoke, 'Father, this calf is the son of our master, and that cow was his mother.' I smiled to see the calf alive and wept to know that his mother had been sacrificed. In fact, our master's wife had changed them because she hated both the mother and her son. Oh, Genie, I was so surprised to hear this that I immediately went to his house. First, I went to the place where that calf was kept and caressed him. He responded positively to my touch. Then, I talked to my servant's daughter to see if she could change that calf back to my son. She said, 'Yes, but on 2 conditions. 1, that you will give him to me as my husband, and 2, that you will allow me to punish the woman who has done this to him.' I agreed to her both conditions, except that she would spare my wife's life. She said, 'Do not worry, I will treat her as she has treated your son.' She took some water, read a few words over it, and threw it on the calf. He immediately changed into a young boy. I embraced him dearly and said, 'This girl has saved your life. I hope to show her gratitude, so you will marry her.' The boy readily agreed to marry her. Before getting married, she changed my wife into a dog. This is the same dog you are seeing now. Since then, I'm a widower and have been traveling. I do not want to leave my wife under somebody else's care, thus she is always with me. Isn't it a beautiful tale?" "Yes, it is," said Genie, "and because of it, I grant you the 3rd part of his punishment." At the same time, another old man, who had 2 black dogs, spoke. "Now I tell you my story. I'm sure you will like it more than his. If you like it more than his, then grant me his 1/3 punishment." "Sure, but only if I like it more than the dog one." And with this, the second old man began his story.
The second old man started his story. "You see these 2 black dogs with me? They are my brothers. We are 3 brothers. A father died leaving 1,000 gold coins for each of us. We all became merchants and after a while opened our shops. My eldest brother decided to travel to far countries for merchandise, so he sold out everything what he had and his merchandise and went away. He lived there for 1 year. After a year, a beggar came to my shop and asked me if I recognized him. With a little effort, I recognized him. He was my brother. I ushered him inside and asked about his journey and living in far countries. He replied, 'You can see yourself what has happened to me in this 1 year.' I took him home, gave a hot water bath and good clothes to wear. I checked my accounts. I had doubled my money by now. I gave him my half money, saying that he should forget what has happened, and we started living as before. After some time, my second brother expressed his desire to travel to far countries. We both tried to stop him, but of no use. He joined a caravan and set out. After a year, he also came back in a similar condition. I had treated him in the same way I had treated my eldest brother. I gave him my half money and he reopened his shop with that money. After a while, my both brothers insisted that I travel with them, but seeing their condition, I was unwilling to go with them. I asked them, "What did you gain by going there?" Still they asked me to go repeatedly. After 5 years of persuasion, I got ready for it. When they started making preparations for traveling, they discovered that they had lost every penny they had. I did not say anything to them. I had 6,000 gold coins. I distributed it amongst ourselves, 1,000 for each of us, and rest of the 3,000 I buried in a corner of my house. We bought merchandise, loaded the vessel, and set forth with a favorable wind. After 2 months of sailing, we disembarked on a boat, did good trade. We bought some merchandise also for further trade and desired to sail once more. But I was stopped by a beautiful but poorly dressed woman. She kissed my hand and asked me to marry her and take her with me on the vessel. First I hesitated, then I agreed, married her and bought some beautiful dresses for her. Seeing this, my brothers got jealous with me. One night they threw both of us into the sea. My wife was a fairy, so she did not let me drown in the sea, but took me to an island and said to me, "I liked you because of your good nature, but I am angry with your 2 brothers. I will not take rest until I kill them." I thanked her for saving my life, but at the same time I begged her not to kill my brothers. She transported me to the roof of my house and disappeared.
This is my story. Don't you think that it is an astonishing one? Genie said, "Yes, it is, and I give to you 1/3 punishment of this merchant." Thus, the third man also made the similar request to Genie if his story surpassed the others. So he told his story, but I cannot tell you that one as I do not know what it was. Know, O Ephraim, that this mule you are seeing is my wife. She loved a black slave, and when I had discovered this, she took a cup of water, uttered some spare on it, sprinkled it on me, and transformed me into a dog. I ran to the shop of a butcher in that state. At the same time, the butcher's daughter saw me running. She was skilled in magic, so she returned me to my original form, and thus saved me. Then she taught me how to cast spell and do that to my wife also, so I did the same and turned my wife into a mule you are seeing now. And now I hope that you will give me my share of 1/3 of the merchant's offense. But after hearing that, the genie gave up to him the 1/3 part of the merchant's punishment and disappeared. The first merchant thanked all the 3 men for saving his life. He came back to his house to live happily with his family,